Then do... Oh God, here we go.
Princess, you could never guess how happy I am to be here.
Yeah, I bet you are.
It's a good thing you don't bring your old man along on trips like these.
Hey, wait a minute. Let's just leave my husband out of it.
This love affair. This love affair. This love affair. Oh, my heart.
Check. It's a sound check.
Microphone checky 1 2 1 2. What is this?
Yo, what it is? It's the real sound
getting
check.
down to business. So,
Yes, we are. Nah, for real. It's Monday. It's 9 o'clock. We're on YouTube. We're live on YouTube. It's the real sound check podcast. Myself, Butch Cassidy, and I got it wrong. Dave, I always get it wrong.
Dave Knight.
And Dave Knight. Some of the other brothers may pop in later on. I know Mr. Diesel's definitely going to be around. So you know how it goes, man. DJs, we are DJs who like to have a little chat. Sometimes about current affairs. Sometimes about life. Sometimes about music, films. Sometimes we're remixing tunes. It's our little podcast and we like to have fun with it. And sometimes we cast our opinions on lifestyle, different stuff, different elements of life. So it's from a DJ's perspective, and that's what we like to keep and maintain. How about you, Dave?
I'm all right. All thanks to the highest, because there's certain things in life you can't control. Certain things in life you just, roll with the punches, but give thanks that we're still here. We're still able to enjoy what we can enjoy. Here we are on the Real SoundCheck podcast. I'm just battling toothache, so I might go a bit quieter or a bit slower. You might notice it in my mannerisms.
When you mean toothache, as in it's the negative side, or you've been to the dentist and this is the after effect?
No, it's I've yet to go to the dentist.
Oh, brother!
But I kind of want to do a little tour of different dentists, because I know there was times where dentists looking at
wait. Did you say you're going on tour to the dentist, bro?
Yeah, just to get different opinions.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, we're gonna give one dentist one side of your mouth, one dentist the other side of your mouth. Come on, broski.
Listen, when I tell you, I've been to because I've been to emergency dentists a couple of times.
Right.
And there was one time where this dentist was talking, when I told him what happened, this dentist was talking all kind of chakras, like root and crown and this, that, and that.
Chakras.
It's like, and there was another time I went to a Groupon one. It was just to clean and polish and check. And
Yeah.
And they did the clean and polish and check. Then they told me, oh, you need like 9 fillings. Like 3 medium, 2 big ones, a little one. And I was like, we could do this all for you for £660. Oh.
9 fillings.
Yeah. And then I went to ask my friend at work. Well, just telling people at work. He told me, go to this one I go to. Went to the dentist. He said, everything's fine.
I've never trusted. Let me. You mentioned Groupon. I used that thing once. I ordered that. I ordered something once. Mm-hmm. They took my money and it never came. I threw away the app and I've never used them since.
No.
8 to 10 years. I would never touch that app ever again. It's dead to me.
No, man.
Dead.
It's kind of like an eBay. You know what I mean? So
I
it's
get
individuals.
I get it,
so
but you get
might
one
be missing
shot.
out also.
That's me. I'm old school. You get
App's
one
done.
shot. Don't show me a gadget, because I'm a gadget man. Don't show me a gadget that I know is budget. You know what I mean? It was under 50 quid, but I wanted it. So don't let me pay for it and you not deliver it.
So have you got Temu?
I wouldn't touch that. There's too much. There's too much mad stories about Temu, man, and that app and how it leaks into your phone and all that conspiracy theory stuff. I don't know. Yeah, but some people say the halls are all right. Like you can get some budget stuff with it. So
It's only because I see so many gadgets just appear on that.
yeah.
So if you're a gadget man, I'm thinking that Temu must have just hooked you in properly. See, look, even Mr. Deans, good evening, Mr. Deans, is saying, not Temu.
You see, not Temu. Thank you. This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. Good evening. Who's we got there? Mad Trini, Melissa Deans, whoever else is in the chat. Please come and say hello. We definitely enjoy your comments and your involvement. Please get interactive right here on the SoundCheck podcast.
Yes.
We do have a special guest, but I just want to make sure that you've had a good week, Dave. How was your week?
Yeah. Just a good evening to Joy Diet as well in the chat. How you doing? Hope all is good. My week has been.
Oh wow! You held the note. Go on.
If I was trying, it would have been better.
Yeah.
But, it's been an interesting one, but it's like one of those where you do bits and pieces and then you forget kind of stuff that you did. So, for instance, yesterday, I actually went to check out Zoe, tall black guy, and Deborah Bond.
Oh my God! Did you go?
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna make my eyes water, and I don't want to do that because I saw it and I thought no one else would be interested. Why didn't I think of you? Oh, bruv, how was it?
It was great. It was great because Zoe's one of my favorite producers.
Yeah.
Black Guy's one of my favorite producers.
Tall black guy is deadly.
You know what I mean?
Deadly.
And Deborah Bond's
Yeah.
Bond's vocals just, you know what I mean? So it was a fun evening. They went through stuff. Musicality was beautiful. The bass line was hitting. You know what I mean? It was just
what venue were they in?
They're in Jazz Cafe.
Oh God, bruv. if I knew. Well, should I say if I remembered? Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah, it was nice. It was nice. And then a couple of cinema visits. I'll tell you a film to check out. American Fiction.
I said that last week.
Oh, sorry.
I said it. That's my one to watch.
Yeah.
I said
definitely.
that is my one to watch. You like it?
It's a great film.
It's a brilliant movie, isn't it?
One of the best that you could see for a long time.
For a long time.
It's an embodiment of what the art of filmmaking is.
Yeah.
It's not just, okay, let's throw some stuff on the stage. Let's, have some effects here and some effects there. This is like script wise.
Can we do a react? Shall we do one? Me and you do one. Like a SoundCheck reacts like on another show, not this one, but
I'm just thinking probably that could work. I'm only thinking we don't want to give it spoilers, but I think it's been in the cinema long enough.
It's been in the cinema as long as it's out in the cinema. We can do a reacts, man.
Yeah, only because I know it's leaving. Well, I say I know it feels like it's leaving soon because when there's less
they're
and
not
less
going to hold it.
screenings.
They're not going to hold it long.
Yeah.
So let's give people the reason to go and find it, whichever streaming services it lands on. It's definitely a must watch. All right, we'll chat. We'll do a react, man, because I really love that movie. That movie was big. You said a few cinemas. So did you catch something else?
The other thing I caught the other day was Wicked Little Letters.
Oh, what's that saying?
That one's just like it's quirky, enjoyable, but I feel as though it could have hit just a bit harder.
Oh, okay.
So it's like there was potential in there to have even more of an impact in where they were delivering jokes and dropping.
Yeah.
But maybe the timing was off or the angles were off or something. But overall, it was quite an interesting film.
Excellent.
An interesting film. I wouldn't say it's something that people should run out and see.
Yeah.
If you got a moment, then yeah, that's well, I've got, I try to catch films when they're in the cinema.
When they're in the cinema. Yeah, most def. That sounds like a good week. Myself, still painting and decorating, still doing some bits. Stepping up in the gym stuff as well, which is good. The barber caught me, or should I say I caught the barber, so I was happy to start looking young again.
Wait, was that oh no, that was this week, right? I was thinking it was the week where you went got sold.
Oh right, yeah. Well, it should have been, but yeah, how it lands. Nice setup there, though. I like your set, bruv.
It was like,
I like your
sorry.
set.
Thank you.
Yeah,
it's just that
good.
you found a nice, comfortable spot to sit in. It was good.
Oh yes, I did.
Yeah.
Yes, I did. Met some beautiful souls up there, and it was a great evening. I think I came back and told people about it, and I mentioned it here as well. and I caught up to say it was a great, great, and I mentioned that I saw and heard you play. So yeah, that was good. That was good. The weekend played out Friday and Saturday. Yeah, it was good. Just a good, solid week. Just a solid week, ticking some boxes.
Just remembered something else. I went to NK Soul's Christian Neo Soul Lounge.
Oh, what's that?
So he's got a night down sort of near New Cross.
Yeah.
And it's a Christian Neo Soul Lounge. That's the
Christian Neo Soul Lounge.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they got Christian games, they play Christian music, and it's in a nice restaurant, Ghanaian restaurant. Shout out to Jeff and Harm K.
Okay.
The jollof. Mwah! And then I had the plantain. Hey.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds like a good spot to visit. Is that a regular event? Is it a regular?
It's last Friday of the no. Is that last Friday? Last Friday of the month? Yeah.
Okay.
Last Friday of the month.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, just you could look up Christian Neo Soul Lounge, I think on Eventbrite.
Yeah.
And In the Pocket events on Instagram, and it should lead you to it.
Nice one. You know how we support things out here. We definitely we do that. Yeah. Right. So let me just. I'll tell you what I'll do. Let me just hit this. Because we're allowed to hit sexy graphics once in a while. This week, our episode is about events and what it means as a DJ to grow your branding and get involved in events, and the do's, the don'ts, some tips with a good friend of mine and one of the members of the Ibiza Soca Festival, Mr Redz. So I tell you what, let me hit some more sexy graphics, and when we come back after the graphics, we should have Mr Redz in the building.
Sexy graphics.
Sexy graphics. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Oh. That's some very sexy graphics you got going on there. It's a very professional thing. I like it.
Good evening. Good evening. Good evening, Mr Redz. Mr Redz. Dave, Mr Redz, Dave Knight.
Good evening,
David. Good.
You alright? Yeah, I'm good, man. You?
Audience, SoundCheck audience, Mr Redz, SoundCheck audience.
Hi, audience.
So please, any questions that come up throughout, please put them in the chat and we'll redirect them to Redz. He's definitely sociable like that. He will try and answer anything that we put towards him throughout the show. Redz, welcome to the pod. You good? Going? Everything all right?
It's very professional here. I like all this. I've been in a green room and all that. Just chilling.
Yes. We try our best. Yeah. We try our best. We have Mad Trini saying good evening to you. Her name's Joy.
Good evening, Mad Trini. Yeah. I'm a Trini as well, so big up. Love.
Oh, yeah. Trini meet a Trini. Here we go.
Come on, man.
And we have Melissa Deans, one of the VIP members. Both of them VIP members. Saying
going on, Melissa Deans.
There you go. So let me just do my little intro. What it is this week, I thought about what it means to be a DJ that actually puts on events, because a lot of DJs just DJ. They're only for hire and so forth. And then I thought, who could I speak to? A few names pop in my head, but I like to stay home and your foundation to me. So I thought, let me bring in someone that I know that will talk the things properly and give us that real insight into not only just being a DJ, but like as I stated before, being one of the members of the founders of a soca festival in Europe, to the scale of it being in Ibiza and now moving to other countries as well. So, you know, I think what we do is we'll take a little journey and we can just go through what it means. But before we go anywhere, I need your take. We had one of your compadres here a couple of weeks ago, Mr. Credible. Yeah, Mr. Credible. And he passed judgment and gave us an insight, a very, very good insight into Notting Hill Carnival, saying to the mass bands that they are restricting the amount of non-soca, calypso, you know, jab, jab, bouillon, whatever it is type music being played on the floats. So I don't know if you have any insight, you know, if you can give us another perspective or if it's a support or against, is it going to work? What's your take on it? What's your feel?
Well, I've been to every single Notting Hill Carnival since I've been born. Do you get what I'm saying?
Wow.
So I've kind of grown up in it.
Wow.
Yeah?
Okay.
It's a very, like, dear thing to my heart. So as a kid, I used to play mass because my dad used to have a carnival band. So as a kid, I used to play mass. And then when I got of age, I'm going to say like, probably like 15, 16, I started to DJ on the float with him, alongside him. And those times we've always played a mixture of music because we've always looked at carnival here, especially, as being more of a mixed bag. Do you get what I'm saying? It's more of a thing where you can get away with playing other genres of music because it's such a melting pot here of music. So, but it's always been soca first. Now, getting older and understanding more about carnival and getting more into it, I recognize that it is more about soca and giving soca its like rightful platform to have. Do you get what I'm saying? So over the year, but in saying all of this, there's always been a rule, I think it's 80-20, where it's 80% all the floats, this is, not the sound systems.
Not the sound system, it's the floats.
Right? So just the floats. There's been a musical policy which is 80-20, 80% soca, 20% everything else.
Right.
And this is what the rule that has been broken by some bands, hence why they're being sanctioned.
Well,
for this year.
literally told not to.
And there you go. Yeah. So I am of the belief that, now 100% soca on the road. So I've been playing 100% soca on the road for a good few years now. I play with Redz from Release the Rhythm. And the Rhythm Tribe band. So, and that's always been a 100% band. I'm with this change. Basically, the long and short of it. Do you know what I mean? Because the sound systems are there for everyone else. If you want to go here, bashment, go do that, house, go do that. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, let's leave the road for the soca.
And do you think the road is the true traditional part of carnival that is closest linked to its hereditary past? So is that kind of thing?
They're all important. They're all just as important. Do you get what I'm saying? You got the road with the costumes and the sound systems, and you've got the steel bands, and you've got the static sounds. So they're all very important elements of Notting Hill Carnival that makes it so unique.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? This is one of the only carnivals that's like that here. Do you get what I mean? So, I mean, in the world, all the other traditional Caribbean carnivals are all 100% soca.
Yeah.
And on the road. Do you know what I mean? So, yes, we are still unique. London Notting Hill Carnival is still a very unique carnival. The second biggest in the world to Brio, biggest in Europe. But yeah, let's keep the road for the soca.
And I'm going to ask, I don't know if David's got any questions, but I'm going to ask the same thing. Wait a minute. What time's the soca what time's the carnival start for you in the morning? Like when you hit the road?
Time.
Yeah.
We're on the road from like 10 o'clock in the morning or something like that.
10 o'clock in the morning till when? But what time do they lock off the trucks?
8 o'clock lock off. 8 o'clock. Well, between 7 and 8, I think, something like that.
7 and 8 o'clock.
I'm always drunk. I don't know, man.
So that's what. No, I'm asking that question because I asked Credible the question: is there enough soca?
Yeah.
Is there enough soca? I'm just asking: is there enough soca to go for how many hours?
Let me tell you this: every single year, whole new batch of music comes out from every single island. Every single artist releases a bag of songs. You could probably play the whole day with like 2 years worth of music if you used to play every single song that came out. Do you get what I'm saying? And soca's been a music that's been around for decades, so there's more than enough music to play. Because you got music from every single Caribbean island. You got to remember that as well, right? So yeah, there's more than enough music, but that's never a problem.
And another question that I asked Credible is, do you have any Saint Kitts soca?
Of course. Don't ask me it now. But there's always the folder, man. The folder's there, B. Come on.
Oh, okay. That's all right. That's all right then. That's all right. I just have to make sure my island get represent. You know what I mean? Yeah, because Credible paused.
Like I said, don't ask me about it. Because right now I can't lie. I don't know much of kids' music, but I know that there is a folder for that.
Oh, okay. That's all right. Well, as long as the folder's there. Oh dear. Right, Dave, shall we crack on with the events? Should we get into today's topic?
Yeah. It's nice to get a little background on Mr. Redz and see that he's been kind of every single carnival since.
I'll tell you what, let me hit some sexy graphics and let's find out. Let's talk to Redz and
show off. Go on, Sam. Show off. Show off.
And I loaded up some of my soca rhythms in the background. So
okay,
let me put it on in the background there. There we go. Right, so we're here. If you're just joining us, welcome to the channel. My name's Butch Cassidy. To my left is Mr. Dave Knight. He's in the building. Underneath us is our special guest, Mr. Redz. He is one of the founders of the Ibiza Soca Festival and a solid DJ. We're going to find out more about that right now. Big up everyone in the chat. Thank you so much. I do believe there's a message from Melissa Dean saying, my siblings have gone to this festival for the last 2 years and are going this year also. So there we go. You've got some avid fans.
Come and tell them to come and say hello when they get out there this year. Which mass bands was you and your daddy in? There we go. So it was a small band. It was my dad. He was like the founder and costume designer and main costume maker for it and DJ. So it's called People's War Carnival Band back in the day. It was very politically kind of charged. And again, Carnival used to be actually a very political. You can make a lot of political messages
yeah.
You understand? So, and through the costumes as well as the themes and all that, it's all changed now. It's all just like bikinis or whatever not. But it used to actually make statements and that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, People's War Carnival Band. They've changed to People's World Carnival Band. They're still on the road. Now still.
There's one little.
I remember that. Lovely. Love that.
Kind of what I ask is, I know that there's some fathers who. Like, don't touch my stuff. So, at what point did your father say, you know what, come?
You know what it was? Like, this is actually how I started to DJ in the first place, right? So, back in the day, I'm 45 this year, right? So, back in the day when we was younger, our parents didn't have access to clubs like that, right? So, every party was a house party. And the kids traditionally would be upstairs in the makeshift cloakroom, which was the bedroom. And you just had to stay up in there, innit? And shut up. Do you know what I mean? So, but me being a farcical youth, I used to come downstairs and just stand behind like the DJ booth and that and watch what was going on and just watch. Do you know what I mean? And because my dad was the DJ, he had the sound and the set and everything. So any artist party, mum, dad, whoever was having a party, I was just there. And then, so I used to always clock. There was 3 songs that would always get the forward, yeah?
Okay.
And so I used to clock what it looked like. And then when my dad would finish, he would go back to my grand's and set the sound back up and just leave it set up because he would always be playing music and whatever not. This is vinyl times again, yeah?
Yeah.
So then, I used to go through it when he weren't around, because like you said, don't touch my things, right? So when he weren't around, I'd be looking and look for those 3 records. The 3 records were Mr Scabina, all revival tunes. Mr Scabina,
Mr Scabina, come on,
Love the Way It Should Be, Love the Way
it should be.
It weren't Silly Games. There was another song. I can't remember what the other song was.
Paradise.
But I've clocked them in it. No, it weren't Paradise either. It's gonna annoy me. I'll remember and I'll tell you.
Yeah.
But it was those 3 songs anyway. So the next party now. So I've gone and practiced how to play them, innit? So I'm like 12, 13 at this time.
Okay.
I've practiced how to do it. So I can now do it. He doesn't know this, but I could do it. So the next party now, I'm there and I'm like, Dad, can I have a go? He's like, what do you mean have a go? I said, yeah, can I play some songs? He goes, what do you know about playing tune? I showed him, I said, look, I can do it. So he's like, all right, go on then. Let me see what you're going to do. So I look for the songs. I put them where I know what I could find of them 3 songs. Boom. Put the first one on. Love the Way It Should Be. Put it on. Now, you have to bear in mind, I don't know what time it is. I don't know if I'm rinsing tune. I don't know if it's warm up. You get what I'm saying? I don't have a clue. All I know is that these 3 songs here get a forward, did it? I don't know what, like. So I've put it on. Place has gone mad. They turn around. They see this little me behind the decks that's played it. So they've gone even madder. Like, look, man, how you know about these tunes? So I'm now like gassed in it. Like, this is, oh my God, this is amazing. Put on the next one. Same thing again. Like, wow, look, man, you know what you're doing. When I put on Scabina now.
Oh my
level
life.
Play, right? Because that's the biggest. I always remember as well. That was the biggest one I was going to play that one locked. So now I'm overly gassed, bro. Like I'm chest out. Like this is me. And then so my dad's like, "What you done?" Kind of thing. I was like, "Yeah." My little 3 shoes. So
go back upstairs.
I'm now thinking I'm thinking, well, yeah. So yeah, get back. No, right. It's like I just kind of stayed around and was watching, and then but that feeling just took me somewhere else, bro. Like that was, I was like, I need that all the time. How do I get that all the time? Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then from there, it was like I think the next day, now I'm gassed in it. So yeah, so when we're doing the next thing, and there's like, listen, all right, you play 3 tune. You can't touch my decks, like you said, until you know how to string up sound. You can't play sound until you know how to string up sound.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was like, right, this is now going to be, so it goes like, if this is what you want to do, you've now got to learn how the equipment works, what plugs into what, so no one can't stop you playing when you're playing. And no one, do you know what I mean? Like you can go and do it for yourself. So that was how I started DJing. So that, going back to what you said, I wasn't allowed to then play at the next couple of parties until I was confident enough to say, right, this is the preamp, that's that, and then from that day onwards, I was box boy. You know what I mean? Like,
original
going helping
soundboy
him and my
testing.
uncle. The preamp was, I used to hate that thing. Massively. Like, it wasn't even
2
that, it was
ton.
like a,
That thing.
what?
Yeah.
2 ton, and the handles were like razor blades, bro.
Yeah.
Like carrying heavy razor blades. Like, what are we doing? No gloves.
Yeah.
Like, not even to mention the milk crates that the vinyl was in, that was heavy, heavy as well.
Literal milk crates. Yep.
Yeah, like that was the foundation. That was the training school. Do you get me? And also got to remember them times. It's like one DJ all night. Do you know what I mean? So you're playing. So it was my dad and my uncle, but my uncle was on the mic. But it was my dad all night. Do you get what I'm saying? So they had to play the warm up, play the main set, play the finish up, and we're going from, well, we start at 10, but no one's there at 10. People's getting there at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. And as you say, back in the day, you're going until EastEnders. Remember EastEnders, the omnibus used to come on Sunday afternoon?
Yeah.
You understand? So after, when the sunlight start coming up, then you have to get the black bags out, put them over the windows, like sweat dripping off the ceilings and these things. Good times, man.
Proper house party.
That was the foundation.
Proper house party vibes.
That was the foundation, man.
So that was your, what's the word, initiation into the realm of DJing.
Yeah.
So after that, did you like, how can I put it? Did you want more? Was there more to it? Was there more of a solo? did you, you know, obviously you had the foundation, the upbringing, the training, and so forth. When did it turn for you into your own DJ career? Because obviously you're working with the family sound.
So obviously now when they're playing, it's a lot of old school stuff, and even then it was old for them even. So it's like revival lovers, soca. So the only thing that was really new all the time was the soca. My dad used to go to Trinidad every year at carnival time and collect all the biggest songs on vinyl. This is all vinyl again. Bring it home. So that's his collection is now my collection. So every day from school, I'm going to my grand and just practicing. The sound set up, like I said before, any time it was finished on the set, it would go back home, set it all up, and it would just be sitting there. So I'm now going and learning I'm teaching myself how to mix, essentially. I just go and record myself. And this is all with soca as well, right? And soca is a very hard music to mix because at that time, especially, it's all live music still. So the tempos are all over the place.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's not like now where it's like, it's everywhere. A man start beating off beat and he had a drink on. You know what I mean? So it's what it is. You got to work with it. So you got to so it was a really good genre of music to learn how to mix on. So I would always be just there, just practicing. And my uncle used to have a record store on Holloway Road. Okay. And he would, so he specialized in hip hop, R&B and ragga. So now I'm coming up as a teenager. My love is soca, but nobody else knows about soca. If you talk to someone about soca in school, they don't know what I'm talking about. It's a very kind of small genre, so nobody really knew that.
Yeah.
So our team was ragga, bashment. Yeah. So that's what I then started.
We can say ragga because that's what it was to us back then. Yeah, we can say ragga.
It was ragga back then. Yeah. So I'm now collecting that. That's my love in it. That and soca is probably my two favorite loves. So I'm collecting all of that. So my uncle, I've got a job in Argos on the weekend. My uncle every Sunday would go to Heathrow Airport, do his pickup of his music, come to my yard first, and basically take all my Argos money.
He went to Heathrow Airport to pick up music?
Yeah, because he had this record store.
Oh, wow.
So he would go to
imports.
Heathrow, import, get it directly from Jamaica straight. You go to the airport and pick it. I don't know where. How he pick it up.
You know, people will post things and say, okay, deliver it to this address. But he's going to the airport to pick it up direct. Yep. So
that's the next level. He would go there and then come straight to my yard Sunday morning, wake me up. Boom. Here's the latest. And he wouldn't even play it. He's like, these are the ones you need. Hold that. Where's my money? Give me the money. £2 per. Just take my money. I don't know what I bought. But then I would like, obviously I'd know the artists that I liked and whatever not. So like Garnet Silk was one of my favorite artists. So he knew any Garnet that's coming, boom, I'm taking that. So then, that's how I started to build my collection. So I had now my own little set of records, which were all just 7 inches.
I was going to say 7 or 12s. What were you?
Yeah, it's mainly 7s, like the odd 12, but it was mainly 7 of them. And then my dad's soca. So yeah, that was like my little collection. So moving forward now, I've got into college times. So soca's now getting a bit more popular. There was a big soca event called Kokie that moved from started in Swiss Cottage.
Yeah.
On a venue in Swiss Cottage, like a party, Then it moved to Dougie's, which was Palace Pavilion, and it was in Hackney. Yeah. Next door to Chimes. So Kokie moved there, and then it started to get a lot more popular. So we're there, like there's only a group of us that we're all like 16 or something. Like we're all very much underage, but we're in the rate. But soca's a very family orientated music and scene. You get me? So like you could go there with your parents, or like it wasn't alien to have kids there.
Okay.
But we shouldn't really have been there. But it was on a bank holiday Sunday, so it finished at midnight anyway. So it wasn't like a late. So that's where I'm seeing like the effect soca has on people. Like it's mad. The energy's crazy. Vibes are on 1,000. Do you get what I'm saying? Like it's amazing. And then, so yeah, I'm at college. And then, Kokie moves to Camden Palace, and that's when it gets really big. Ram, every time it's on. Every bank holiday, Sunday, Kokie, Camden Palace, Ram. Beautiful times. So then that's when I'm starting to see a couple heads in there now. Like I'm starting to see a few of my age group there. Like, and I'm at college, and there's this sound, Smooth Connection, who's Big Tipsy Tej, Mitch Malice. There's another guy called Ali. He's an R&B guy. Vaughan was coming through practicing as a garage DJ, and the first lady Natsuki. Don't know if I'm missing anyone. Can't remember if I'm missing anyone. But they were looking for. They had everything on lock. Didn't have a man to play soca. So I'm like, I play soca. So yeah, I can't even remember how we was talking. This was all in the college messing room or whatever it is. And that's where the conversations come. I'm like, I play soca. So our first event, coming onto events, was a college party. I'm sure it's called Smooth or what. I can't remember for sure, but it's like 99. This is like 98, 99, I think. Maybe even before. No, it must have been before that. It's like late 90s anyway. There's a local venue in Holloway because we went to City Islington College.
Right.
And put on this event, and we just had flyers and just word of mouth is all we had at the time. And we put on this event first time. I couldn't tell you how much anything cost. I don't remember nothing. I don't remember. There was other DJs on the bill, but it was like this was our first event because no one ain't booking us. Do you know what I mean? There were no parties for us back then, so we had to do something for us. So
that's a point. Okay,
the need was there. Yeah. And like we had a captive audience, being all of our college people, right? So it's like when I'm at college, you don't just come through, So, and it happened, and it worked, and that's where we played our first set together as Smooth Connection at that formation.
Was that a free event?
And that's where I couldn't tell you right now.
But
Probably.
that was your first event, though. That's what you're saying. As a sound system, as a DJ, as part of as a collective, that was the first event that you can remember at college level. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
That we had a flyer for, booked a venue for. I think there was a fee, but it would have been like mad cheap, innit?
Yeah.
There was a small fee. So you did have to. You had to pay to come in. I remember now. Yes, you did. You definitely did. You have to buy a ticket and all that. And that's paper ticket.
Yes.
I was going to say.
A ticket, and you had to buy an actual ticket. Now everything is on your phone, but you had a piece of paper that was your ticket. There you go.
Perforated edge.
All of that.
Yeah. And how did the event go as a first time try?
It went well. It was busy. All of us played and we turned over the place. Like, it was just great energy, great vibes. You know what I mean? We was all young and just like didn't know what we was doing, but enjoying what we was doing. So yeah, it was good. It was good. I remember, in fact. Go ahead. I remember like the first mix I'd done there, as I've come on. So I've come on after the garage guy, and I had my signature mix then. Was Gabrielle the garage tune going into Hold Up Your Foot and Jump the soca tune. Now again, mixing two different genres was a mad thing back then as well. Do you know what I mean? But that was my signature mix. So yeah, I remember doing that, level the place to the point where I had to pull up Gabrielle as well and start that for the beginning.
You're talking Roy Davis Jr.'s Gabrielle.
Roy Davis Jr.
Yeah. Well, let me put that. How you do that?
Mad thing. Leveled it.
And it's interesting because it's like you say, signature, and you mean literally, as in when you hear that, you know you're on. Because there's certain DJs, they'll kick off with a certain song, and you know, okay, they've started now.
Right.
Or they have an intro.
There's no sound effects these times, isn't it? Like everyone's got a signature sound effect.
Yeah.
This is all analog we're working with right now. So yeah, mad thing. Mad.
So that was your
after
first,
that. So that was our first. I think we might have done one more thing in between that, and then the next one we've done is another event. We hired out Cameos. In the West End.
In the West, the one with all the mirrors.
Yes.
One
with all the mirrors. That's the one.
Yeah.
Venues. I love that venue still.
Yeah.
So we've hired how the hell we hired cameos at flipping 18-year-olds.
I was gonna say,
I don't.
literally just borderline college.
Yeah, like this is all like. I'm sure Ali was a big part of that. Mitch, Tej, like they were more dealing with that side of things. To be fair, again, once we've got the venue, we had our lineup. DJ L was a part of that lineup as well. I swear I have actually got the flyer somewhere for that. I would have to look for that. But again, so just before the event happens, Teju meets a guy called Martin Moulton. Now, Martin ran BMG Street Team at the time, yeah? And he's just heard Tej talk. Tej is big, loud. He's at a bus stop just talking.
For those who don't know Tej, but yeah, go on. Yeah.
Like he's the MC of our sound, so
the MC,
very animated,
right?
Right? So that's how MCs are. He's talking at a bus stop, and Martin overhears, gives Teju a bunch of records, all Bad Boy records, Bad Boy the label, and says like he runs his street team, gives him a card, hit me up. I need college guys like you to be part of the team. We tried to hit him up, can't get hold of him. Now knowing Martin, that's just Martin, innit? You just can't get hold of him, right? Because he even said to Tej, look, we're doing the Mobos. I need some people to come and help me do the Mobos. We're like, what? We're going Mobos? Doesn't happen. Cool. So we're like, Tej, you sure you even met this guy? Like, what's going on? Can't get hold of him. So I go to Trinidad Carnival for the first time in 1999. Yeah.
Okay.
While I'm out there, remember the phone cards, the international phone cards that you used to have to, if you're phoning home, you had to scratch off a thing.
Scratch off the thing. Yeah.
Buy the credits are rare, yeah?
Yeah.
So I've done the phone call to Mumsy, whatever. I've got some change left over. So I said, let me phone the man and see what I've got. So I phone. Them man are like, right, yeah, we met this Martin guy. He took us out. We're out partying with Whitney Houston. Took her to go and do an in-store signing in HMV or Tower Records, wherever it was, in West End. Went to a party with her in Sound. Remember Sound in West End?
Yeah, Sound, Leicester Square.
Went to Sound, partying with, and I'm like, with Whitney Houston? Like, what? He's like, yeah, this Martin guy's real. Like, he gave us all this stuff and da-da-da-da. So I'm like, I'm getting involved as soon as I land back. So that was our introduction into Street Team. So
okay.
When we got back now, our party's like in 1999 somewhere. I can't remember whereabouts. But he's given us all this merchandise to now give away at our party as well.
This is the Cameos party.
The Cameos party.
Right. So this is another event. Okay. Right.
So yeah. So this is like going back to that Cameos party. This is now our introduction into being kind of street team reps, if you want to put it like that.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? So Martin's given us all of this Whitney Houston stuff. So tapes, T-shirts. Them pictures that they normally sign with their face and their name on it.
Yeah.
It's not signed, but it's just a picture, posters, whatever. So we're now superstars in this party because we're giving away all this free stuff. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, this is all amazing. So then I get to finally link with Martin somewhere, sometime throughout the year. And whereas everyone's gone and done Whitney Houston, my first mission was to drive up to Manchester. And we had no disrespect to them. This group called Desert Eagle Disc, there weren't nobody. Like when we got into the venue, we basically doubled the amount of people that was there. It was dead. Do you get what I'm saying? So we're there partying with Whitney Houston. I'm like, what? I've never been to Manchester first. I'm like, we're going to Manchester. I'm like, cool. I've got college the next morning now. I don't know where Manchester is, bro. We've jumped in this van with this guy. And he's driven, man, for hours. It just felt like a whole day. We've just driven for hours up some motorway. I'm like, where the hell am I? What's going on? Go to this thing, it's dead. But he's like, and he felt bad. We could see that. But he's like, oh, let's go to some other venue. So we go. The place was called 20 Months. It was like a super club. Remember, we don't really have many super clubs in London like that.
Not in London, no. Yeah.
They've got super clubs, like all them Oceanas and stuff. Like every city like had maybe one.
Yeah.
And like Manchester. So we've gone into this place, and as I've walked through the door, like I'm like, what the hell is this? Like huge, just people everywhere, black, white, Asian, Chinese. Like everyone's raving together to hip hop and R&B music.
Yeah.
And I'm like, where are we? Like, if this is happening all the way out here, all them other places will be passing away. They're doing the same thing. Do you know what I mean? So it's just like opening my eyes. My mind is blown at this point now. And then we're there and they're like, yeah, special guest PA. Remember now, Phoebe One at the time, she had a tune out, innit? Remember when Phoebe had a tune?
Yes.
Remember that? It
Yes.
was like a kind of a poppy dancehall kind of song. She came and performed there. I'm like, wow, this is amazing. Because she was like quite big at the time.
Yeah, at the time. Yeah.
So yeah, it was just like, so then my mind is like, there's a whole world out here. All I know really is like North London at this time.
Right.
But there's a whole world out here where these kind of massive parties are happening, playing the music that I love and I play, and that we play as a sound, as a collective.
Right.
I don't really remember how good the DJs were or not, but I remember it was just like, this is crazy to me. And in London, it's mainly black people in it that we're raving with, all of our peers and stuff.
Right.
Up there, it's just like a melting pot of everyone. There's probably like a lot of students there, but again, I'm not recognizing that at the time, but that's probably what it was. So yeah, that was like another kind of eye-opening moment for me.
So it sounds like there's little lessons you're learning on the way. So you've done your cameos, you've done your own party, you've done the cameos, but on top of that now you're working with a record label and you're moving product and promoting product as an event in different cities. So what happened? How did that envelop? What moved on from there? How does it get back to events?
So one of the things that I kind of helped curate, if not create, was the launch party concept, right? So again, Martin in the office in London, we're the record label. We're sending these DJs and promoters in places like Manchester, Birmingham, Liverpool, all over the country.
Right.
What they're doing is sponsoring their flyers. So they'll pay for that promoter's flyers.
Right.
With an advert on the back for, let's say, Usher's new album's coming out.
Okay.
They'll promote that on the back of the flyer.
Yeah.
Right.
And then at the time of the album coming out, they'll send them up the same kind of package that they gave to us with the posters, They'll send it up to the promoter and say, yeah, give that out at your event. Yeah. So I'm seeing it. So I'm packing up this stuff and sending it to all I'm looking at, I'm like, Bristol, raw, Nottingham, rare. I'm seeing all these different cities that we're sending these packages to. And I'm saying to him, what, we've got the back of their flyer? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, okay. So I've now put my DJ hat on and said, hold on, who's DJing at these things? And he's like, it's the guys, whoever event it is, I'm like, okay. How about we're going to go and DJ at this? And we'll bring the stuff with us when we go there, like we've done at our party, because I saw the effect it had. And we're now doing this at events like Afro Hair and Beauty, just turning up with a bunch of stuff, giving it out, and everyone's going mad for it, like trying to literally fight each other to get all the free stuff. So I'm like, we will go there and create that moment. And we had the Street Team van as well, which had all the artists, like pictures all over it as well. So I'm like, it's going to work for the company. We're going to take the van up to all these different places in the country. We'll go up with the flyers. We'll go up with and do everything and get pictures and all this stuff and put the poster boards outside. So we're getting the company work done, but we're also going to go and DJ there. And the promoter's going to pay us to do that. Especially as a special guest and with all this stuff. You're going to get a hotel as well. How about that? Yeah. Like, we're getting everything sorted out.
Yeah. And you take the workload off the promoter in terms of distributing and stuff.
100%.
Yeah.
And now, so we start doing that. So we've done our first one. Can't remember where it was, but that just, from there, all the promoters like would see it via or hear about it or whatever not. And the ball started rolling. Now, at Smooth Connection, we're going up and down the country every week. And again, student nights, right? So you've got a student party every day of the week. So Monday will be in Manchester, Tuesday in Birmingham, Thursday in Leeds, up and down the country, playing everywhere. And everywhere we're going, meeting people, meeting links, meeting all the all the DJs that are there, the resident DJs, the other guest DJs, the promoters, all of these people, the man that are about there, all of that. Do you know what I mean? So our network is building a lot. And just learning lessons along the way as well. Things like people like Trevor Nelson, Tim Westwood, Steve Sutherland were like gods in these places. Because they're the only people that they could hear R&B and hip hop music through them time. Do you know what I mean? So, and just learning the game really. And yeah, so that kind of started that ball rolling. Then we was like, okay, we've got something here. Do you know what I mean? And went on to do it ourselves and stuff. So yeah, it was.
So there's a lot of organizing on a national scale of a brand, because obviously you're taking a brand nationally, but then also, well, it's not just one brand. It's not just the record label brand. It's also your sounds brand as well, because you're doing it in conjunction as special guests for that event in that city. So then what happens in London?
So in London, we're still doing this is a time of like the city, when the city was really buzzing.
Okay.
And
early 2000s?
Early 2000s.
Yeah.
So one of the things that we used to do as a street team was go to these other events. So like big weekenders. So there's a massive weekender called Southport Weekender, which is still going? I don't know.
Yes, still going.
Southport
It's
Weekender.
next month, end of next month.
Right. So them times it was like huge. And they would get us a chalet, send the team up there, we'll go and do the same thing we was doing everywhere else, give up the stuff away and whatever not. And one time we're there and we hear DJ Jazzy Jeff. And that set off that opened our eyes, number one, to creativity as a DJ and storytelling as a DJ and performance as a DJ that we'd never seen before. So we're like, this is something, if we could take this and bring it to London, to our people, because again, Jazzy didn't really play to like hood crowds. He played more to like the backpacker hip hop stuff. But we loved it so much. We're like, nah, this is, if our people see this, they'll go balmy for it.
Yeah.
So that birthed an idea to say, let's book Jazzy Jeff. Now we have no idea, number one, how to book Jazzy Jeff, right? But it's a pipe G.
Yeah.
We're like, where can we do that? Hammersmith Palais is big enough. Why Hammersmith Palais? Because we're going to do it Carnival Monday as an after party. Yeah. So the Southport was what, the November, isn't it?
Yes, cold? November.
So let's say it's November 2002, for example. Yeah. So we've now said to ourselves, we're going to put on this Jazzy Jeff event in Hammersmith Palais in August 2003. But we don't have a brand. How are we just going to make people, why would people just come to just see Jazzy Jeff with nothing behind it kind of thing? So we got to now work backwards and say, right, let's start a brand as in an event and build our market to the crescendo of getting 1,000 people inside Hammersmith Palais August. So cool, how do we do that? Let's put on an event every month from now, from November or December until that comes out, until we get to that point. So everything is now, we've worked it backwards, but we've got a plan and it's a strategy. And in our mind, we're going to put on this Jazzy Jeff event and we're going to make £10,000 each. We're going to be rich. We're all going to buy a house. It's going to be amazing. So you have to bear in mind as well, one big factor of this is one of our partners, a guy called Leon, part of Supreme Squad, him and his team had just put on an event. Remember this in Hippodrome? Was you there for that event? I don't know if you were there.
I joined Smooth Connection.
Would have been after. Yeah, you would have joined after this.
No, I joined. Remember, I was there for Jazzy Jeff, so that was thingy. I was on the street team from the 90s.
This event. So their event was a event called Cheeky, yeah, and they put it on as a carnival after party. But it must have been like, if this Jazzy Jeff thing was 2002-03, that would have been like 2000, 2001.
No,
it was a massive event.
Jazzy Jeff was, I swear it said 04.
It might be, so
because
this would have been like basically 2 years prior to that.
Yeah,
right?
It must have been 01.
Where they put on this event.
Yeah.
So, and they had sold it out, huge event, massive, right? So that's what we said, we're going to replicate that. That's where we got the idea to kind of replicate the Bank Holiday Monday.
The Bank Holiday, yeah.
Right, because we've seen that it works already. So, we put all these calculations together and come up with that. So now we've got to build a brand. So at the time, Sierra had a song called Goodies. Like the name, like the song. So we're like, you know what? Goodies can mean different things to different people, whatever or not. It's a catchy name.
We were
That's
actually working the song, weren't we? We were working.
Yeah, we was working the song, and that was
we were
like
working the song.
literally I think we was in the office. Me and Neil was in the office, like, you know what? Goodies. I don't know how we saw a poster or something. And we're just like, boom, we're gonna go with that as a name. So now the plan is right. Start small, build up. So we hired a venue. It was a pub. It was like deep East London somewhere, man. Like it was out in the sticks as well. But that was our first ever Goodies.
Oh, the Sweatbox, the one in the one.
Yeah. Remember?
Yeah, I remember, Brad. I swear, I came to that party in a jumper. I died in that place. I died in that place.
Yeah.
I never forget that. It was all right though. It was a good night.
Yeah.
It was a good night.
So,
I remember it. Yeah.
But the plan is we're doing all of these. Every event we're doing is the money's going to go into the pot for Jazzy Jeff.
Yes.
We made a link to find out how to book him. So we're working at the same time. We're putting the dream event together. But now we're building the brand. So we've done the first one in that pub. And then
stop
that
there.
was nice.
Hold that in your head. Hold that in your head. Just don't go nowhere. Hold it in your head. Someone wants to come and say hello, but let me just click. Want to say a good evening going out to Mr. Diesel.
Mr. Diesel's out, man.
He's here. What's happening? Diesel, Redz, Diesel. I think you do know each other.
I know.
Come on, bruv.
Foundation.
Well, I'm ready. You good?
There, bro. You good?
Yeah, man. Big up.
Nice, bro.
Salute, Dave. Salute, Butch. You good?
Salute.
Yes. It's nice to have you here, King. Come on, man.
Evening all.
Nice to have you here. So, if for those who've just locked on, we are speaking with Mr. Redz, one of the founders of the Ibiza Soca Festival. He's taking us on a journey on what it has taken so far to build up brands, understand the pros, the cons, the do's, the don'ts, and so far we're literally on the journey. You said that, so now you've done your school, the college event. You've done one West End event. You've joined a record label. You're promoting records up and down the country. You're also taking brands, not only your street sound brand, but a record label brand to different cities and helping put it on parties. So there's so much event style learnings that you're learning all the way through. And now, because of the record label, you got hooked up with Jazzy Jeff and you're looking to put Jazzy Jeff on after Carnival on a bank holiday. And I'm speaking from this point, but I was there. But I'm just saying, just letting people know where we're at and bringing Diesel up to date. So yeah, Goodies started off in a pub.
Man. So Goodies, started off in a pub. So we've done a couple of them now, and it's going well. So as well, as you know, as a sound, we're making all of our money and we're putting it into a pot in it as well. So that money now has to come out of the pot to go into the Hammersmith event, because this Hammersmith event is very expensive. Do you know what I mean? So we've also put together a plan to do a tour around the country, doing the BMG stuff, doing the release parties. But all the money from that now is going into this project as well. So we're not even taking any money. All the money that we're doing, boom, going into the pot. So yeah, we start building the brand Goodies, and it's not building as fast as our calculations are supposed to. It's supposed to be, because like by event 3 or something, we're supposed to be on 400 people. By event 5, it's supposed to be like 6, and it's just not quite working out. Like that. And we all now know it doesn't work like that. All the time.
Nope.
But still, we're making enough traction to be like, yeah, we're still going to make this work, and it's going to be good still. So we've now gone from, again, these times we've got like one website, which is promotioncity.co.uk. Big up Sean and Neil. Big up Sean. They were like the city Bible of events. They would come and cover events, taking pictures, way ahead of its time. It was social media before social media.
It was social media before social media. Facts.
100%. So they would take pictures of every event, put them up on their website. Everyone would flood to the website to see the pictures of themselves. that nobody else took, and professional pictures of that as well. You know, stand up with your crew. There was no camera phones really them times, so they really had the market on lock, and they were smashing it. And a couple other websites will come up after that. Urban World was one that I can remember.
Yeah,
I can't remember, but basically, like, Eventbrite and Ticketmania are basically what Promotion City was.
What Promotion City? Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? The only thing that Promotion City didn't do at the time was sell tickets. If they did, they would be Eventbrite. Right?
I think they'll be still around.
They were bigger than Eventbrite.
Yeah.
It was a massive thing. Yeah. But again, you know, technology, money, all the rest of it comes into it. But anyway, so I don't quite remember what. So that was one of our main sources of advertising. We'd also used to use the magazines. Remember, like, at the time, there was Rewind magazine, RWD.
Yep.
There was
Lloyd's one.
Lloyd's magazine. Oh, what was Lloyd's magazine called again?
Oh my God, what was Lloyd's magazine?
I can't remember. But then there was also flyer packs.
Yeah, there was flyer packs. Yeah.
All of these different forms of marketing that you could use, as much as flavor, as well as yourself as a foot soldier going to every single rave that finished, being there at the end of the rave and giving out flyers to people, hand-to-hand marketing, the old school, you can't beat it. And obviously chatting as well. Oh yeah, make sure you're there, buy a ticket. Blah, blah. So that's all the tools that we're using in our wheelhouse up until this point. When it comes to the Hammersmith thing, because it's a bigger project, we now want to take the levels of promotion up.
Yep.
So we want to do the posters on the walls. You see the ones like when you're driving past, you see the big poster of Jazzy Jeff and whatever not. So we're now targeting that. And we're targeting the traffic light posters. And we're trying to put together a lineup to back up Jazzy. Because again, we're not just doing it for our community. We want to bring in as many others as possible.
Because it is after Carnival, so we try to...
It's straight after Carnival, so we want to make sure it appeals to as many people, as wide a market as possible. So we booked Firing Squad, who were huge on Kiss at the time. We booked our guy, Dr. Psycho, rest in peace, who was the host with the most. You can't beat him as a host. Do you get what I'm saying? So the entertainment value was there. We booked... we had Killer Keller, world-renowned beatboxer, again, who's the same kind of market as Jazzy. So we met him through the street team stuff, a good friend of mine up to this day still, big up Killer. And a couple other people that was on the bill as well. Also, I had a link with One Extra. We appeared on One Extra a few times, just doing random things, odd mix here, doing an odd interview there, meeting up with them. So we knew we had a good relationship with One Extra. So spoke to them and they said they'll come on board as a media partner for the event and they'll help promote it and transmit Jazzy's set live on the air as well. So it's like a huge thing for us. So all of these promotional things are all coming in. Then One Extra had the idea, or someone else in One Extra had the idea that they're going to put on their own Carnival after party. So that kind of suppressed the promotion that they were going to give us, unfortunately. But, you know, things happen. And another thing that happened, the company, the guys that we used to put up our posters on the street, they were like a direct rival of another company that we didn't know. And the other company, and this is all road stuff that we're not involved with. Like, it's
post on top of your thing, innit?
But yeah, composed to it, putting cancelled over it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, them dirty moves there. Do you get what I'm saying? Driving around, what is my thing saying cancelled, bro? What's going? Phoning my man, like, brother, what's going on? Oh, this come on. And that's some beef that we can't even get. I don't even know who he's beefing with.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
So, it was like horrible.
Wow.
It was like so stressful. The tickets are not moving how we want them to move. So now it's starting to look sticky, but we're just hopeful that Carnival Monday, people are just going to flock to Hammersmith. They'll know about it. As long as we put the word out enough, the people will come. So we're not really selling as many pre-tickets as we wanted to, but, you know, we're still pushing forward with it. So on the day now, we've got all these things in place. One Extra's there, all the DJs are there, everyone's there. The people are just not really coming through the door like we wanted to. And we've invested like all of our money, not even some of it. Like we've just thrown everything into this.
We threw everything.
Do you know what I mean? And it still didn't cover everything as well. You have to bear that in mind, right? So we didn't do the spreadsheet of this is where you break even and not properly. We didn't do the maths properly. You know what I mean? We're just thinking we're just going to get 1,000 people, and that means we're going to get X amount each. Great, let's do it. So that was one of the major lessons you learned.
Yeah. You know,
That's the first lesson we all learn, man.
Work out the bottom line first. How achievable is the bottom line? Do you know what I mean? We're just booking all these men. Again, when you're booking Fire Squad Den time and you're paying them, let's say we're booking another sound on the city scene and that's 150 pounds. These men are like 500 pounds. You get what I'm saying? Like, easily. It's a huge amount of money. Easily. And this is invoices with VAT and all these things. We're like, what?
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not a joke. So
plus riders and all of that stuff.
All of these things. You understand? So it's a huge event, something that we probably went a little bit too earlier. And again, we're the first out of our peers in that world, in the city world, to actually pay for a man to come from overseas to come to your event. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, have a contract, flights, hotels, riders, all these things. Like, it was a lot. I'll never forget, we met Jazzy one day, and we're stressed. All this money, and we met him at like a Burger and Lobster or something like that in the West End. One of them burger places that he went to link man at. And he's walked in and he's got about 5 bags of crepes, bro. And I just remember saying to myself that this is where my money's going. We're doing all this work right now, running around, looking at all these clients, all this stress from November till August. And you're just going to spend my money on crepes, bro. I was fuming. But it is like, obviously now looking at it, it's just living in it. Like,
of course.
But at the time I was like, no, this is crazy. We just pay for man's crepes. But go on.
When you booked it, because I remember going to a concert at the Hammersmith Apollo, Horace Brown, Total, Donnell Jones, and right at the end of the performance, Busta Rhymes ran across the stage, and the DJ caught him. He's like, I just saw Busta Rhymes. I'm not leaving until Busta Rhymes comes back on the stage. Da, 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 da. So he comes on stage now eventually, and he says, I'm sorry about the concert last week. It wasn't my fault. They didn't sort out my work permit. Yeah. And the crowd went mad. Did anybody give you any guidance on booking international artists, or you just kind of...
bro.
No, bro.
Because you were
just saw opportunity and took it.
So, cause we didn't even book him through nothing to do with the street team. We found out who his UK agent was, found them somehow. This is Leon doing that, and just booked him. Like so we had a clause there where he couldn't do another event in London, right? A week either side of the event, right? But and I would normally swear at these parts, but he's done an event. I think it was the Saturday in Croydon. Their argument is Croydon ain't in London.
In London. It's a different postcode.
But that event is
technically it kind of ain't. It's out of the London postcode zone, innit?
There you go. So we couldn't do nothing about it, right? But it's still Croydon. So we're looking at that and we're like,
it's inside M25.
All these people are the people we wanted to come to Hammersmith. Do you get what I'm saying? And we've paid for this guy's flights as well. We didn't even get like a flight share thing. And it's, again, now looking back, these are the type of things we would have had to, would have been implemented. Like, no, give me the half of that money then. If you want to book him, you have to give me half of his money for his flight at least. Do you get what I'm saying? Because we're now sharing that booking. You wouldn't have him if he weren't here. Do you get what I'm saying? So all of these are lessons that we've now taken up and moving forward. But yeah, so that event was ram as well. That hurt so much. When we got out there, because obviously we have to go flyer it, right? And the thing is, even with our marketing, we've changed the style of flyer, everything to try and not look like a hood city black event. We've tried to make it look commercially and appealing on the eye, and you know what I mean? Like everything. We've done everything to try and make it happen, and ultimately, it just didn't really work. We had a looking back on it, it's still probably my proudest event that we've ever done because of all of the lessons that we learned and the achievement of getting Jazzy there and he played his set and da da da. Do you know what I mean? Like a lot of things went wrong on the night. Because again, so now the next problem is where it's now we've just got our heads in there. They're not really appreciating what Jazzy does, especially when they're coming in drunk from Carnival. They just want to hear tunes to rave to. They didn't have the other crowd in there that would have carried the energy of what Jazzy's doing and brought them into that. So they just now want to rave and like, what's this? Why is he taking so long to mix a song? What's this rubbish? And always mix into that. But okay, cool. But just play the song, innit? Do you know what I mean? They're not really appreciating
The
what's happening.
performance aspect,
Right.
Yeah.
So we've now got to make a decision. People are starting to leave. We've got a bar spend to hit as well. Like, we need to...
Bar spend not easy, boy.
We need to cut this set short. Do you know what I mean?
Wow.
So, and get Firing Squad on to lift the place. Do you get what I'm saying? But you have to also bear in mind, BBC One Extra are broadcasting this event.
Well.
Firing Squad are a Kiss, a direct competition. So when they see Kiss lining up to come on now, they're like, what the hell is going on here? So that caused a little bit of friction, but you know, we got it done and got them on, and the people that was there had a good time in the end and all the rest of it, but it wasn't enough people, and we ended up with a big bill on our hands that we then had to work off. Do you know what I mean? To pay, we made sure we paid. Everyone got their money.
Yeah.
Maybe Hamsmith didn't, but everyone else got their money, and just kept it stepping. Do you know what I mean? But that was like a huge lesson.
Who tapped Jeff on the shoulder to say, sorry, mate?
Boy, tap,
Only Dave pick up on that quickly, you know. I don't know how you...
Bro, I had to go and do it with One Extra in it, and that wasn't an easy conversation to have. But I weren't doing the tapping Jeff conversation. That was somebody else. I was like, no, I don't matter if I go and deal with that. I'll go and deal with One Extra. Cool. I'm gonna take that because I kind of had the relationship. So I had to take the cussing or whatever not, and they did cuss. Trust me. But yeah, somebody else had to go tap Jeff, bro. It weren't gonna be me. It weren't gonna be me, bro. Jesus Christ. But yeah.
So just keeping track for those who are here for advice and tips and tricks, what would you say now, looking back on that, was one of the poignant lessons, one of the major lessons from putting on an international artist for the first time in you know, for yourself, and working on that scale of event, or not necessarily one? If there's a couple of things that you learned, then
there's a few lessons.
Yeah.
First lesson is know your market. Yeah, you have to know your market. We didn't know the kind of backpacker hip hop stuff that Jazzy really appeals. We didn't know that market at all. We had no connection with it, and that's the market we really needed to be there. As I said, people coming in drunk from Carnival don't really want to hear or see a performance set. They just want to rave. So those are two big things there that we're never going to mix. Budget your stuff properly. Know your bottom line. Know how much you've got to spend. Know how much you need then to make that back, and is it realistic and rare, all these kind of things. Like, we didn't really budget it properly, and there should have been a point where we was like, okay, we now need to either stop doing things or cut certain things if the ticket sales are not matching the money that we're spending or looking to spend. Do you know what I mean? Making sure the deal's right with your venue. I can't remember what the bar spend was, but we didn't really pay that much notice to it. But that was one of the biggest bills that we had to pay at the end. Do you know what I mean? So, again, them times, Hammersmith Palais is like over 1,000 people. And if they want... Yeah, so you're talking probably like 1,500, right? So if they want an average of £10 a head on a bar spend, do the maths. That's like 15 grand. Do you get what I'm saying? Plus their fee for hiring the venue in the first place. So... And if you don't make that 15 grand, you've got to pay the difference between what you've missed. And that was a huge bill. Again, something we didn't really take that seriously at the time.
Didn't take it in.
May I?
Because you're like, right, whatever, like, fast spend, okay. Everyone's got to spend £10. Sure, everyone would do that. But you have to have 1,500 people in there for them to do
there first. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So all of these things are lessons that, again, have to learn. But like I said, like, it's still probably my proudest moment doing an event, because we failed like spectacularly financially, but we still put together an event of that kind of magnitude the first of its kind within our scene.
Mm-hmm.
And it happened. Do you know what I mean? Judge was there, Fire School, everyone was there, everyone done their thing, but it just didn't make no money.
I've still got the flyers. Dave, go on. You got a question, Dave?
Well, it's not even necessarily a question, but it's just an offering to someone who's listening, who is thinking about putting on an event, but on a smaller scale. And there is that situation of minimum spend. Because I learned this from a young lady inviting me to a birthday party at this a place in Brick Lane. So they didn't make the actual spend of the night. And instead of just saying, okay, here's the money, they're like, listen, go and collect all them bottles over there, collect all of it. And they took that whatever worth in bottles away with them to do whatever they want with. They weren't saying, I'm just going to give you the money to make up the difference.
That's the way to do it if you're going to do it. 100%.
So that's just a little tidbit for those who might be.
Whoa, bring me back in. Hold on, stop. Hold on. Maybe I'm wild. You've negotiated to a venue, and just for the people who don't know what a bar spend is, hi, I would like to use your venue for my event. They say, okay, don't worry about higher fee or whatever sometime. Just make sure that you make us a certain amount of money on the bar. The event happens and you don't make that money. What did you say? Take what bottles? What?
So basically, let's say the bar spend was 1,000.
Yeah.
And you only made 800.
Yeah.
And they say, okay, you have to pay us 200. Yeah. So instead of just saying, okay, here's my credit card, here's 200. They were like, okay, give me that bottle, that bottle, that bottle, that bottle. Go, no, you haven't got any. Go to the back and bring some more bottles. And it took away £200 worth of bottles.
By the difference, it makes more sense.
By the difference.
Yes.
That could work on that level. You ain't going to do that to no Hammersmith Ballet.
It's better than just losing the money.
Yeah, but you'd rather get something than walk away just giving someone £200.
This is it. That's it. For a smaller level, a smaller account, because people when they're starting.
Yeah, you want £200 worth of bottles.
Alizé or whatever it is. Or
whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a shout.
Nice for sharing. Right, sexy graphics time, because you're going to let us know what actually happened to Goodies after the Jazzy Jeff. So let me push a button. And then we're back. If you've just joined us, we're here with Mr Redz, part of the Ibiza Soca Fest and ex-Sony BMG street team member and foundation member of one of the hardest working street sounds in London, Smooth Connection. Make them know, yeah?
The UK.
Well, okay, all right. I was just trying to be polite. Yeah.
No, don't be polite, be both.
No. We did our thing. I've got the calendar to prove it. 52 weeks in the year. Yeah, booked up every weekend. Yeah, all that. So goodies. You learnt your lesson on a big scale event, but you weren't finished with Goodies. You didn't stop.
No,
for Goodies.
It was
what happened?
Like looking back at it now, I could say how proud of that event I am. But at the time, it was turmoil. We was like, we owe these people already for money. We're going to do that. So we went back on the road, started working again. Like I said, paid all of the artists and DJs and stuff. Hammersmith might not have got all of their money, but it happened. Then our confidence is shattered at this point because as far as we're concerned, it was a flop event because having 500-600 people in a venue that holds 1,500 doesn't look very good. But we still had 500 to 600 people in there at the same time, right? So now we're going. Leon's like, all right, we've got to go back in, boy. And a lot of us was like, do we? Can we?
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, just got to jump back on the horse and let's just roll again. Do you know what I mean? There's a foundation there that we've built up until this point. So let's just go back to what we know, what we do. Do you know what I mean? Let's take it back to the hood and into the city and do our thing again. So it was like, all right, went back. Not everybody was down in the team anymore. Like, the rest of Smooth Connection didn't want to do it anymore. They was like, no, we took a massive hit. I'm done. Forget this nonsense. You guys did. So I've gone, and so me, Leon, Shim, Cobbs, Nathan, there's like, now that's the core team now to do Goodies with. Smooth Connection is still obviously a big part of it because they're still one of the main DJs for it, but the rest of the guys are not involved in the day-to-day running of it. It's fine. So we've gone now to the venue that we've gone for is the O2 Academy in Angel, which is still a decent sized venue. That's like 800, I think, around that kind of number.
Mm-hmm.
And we're like, all right, boom, let's just go again. Goodies again. We do it, and we've gone back to our traditional stuff, our traditional marketing, radio ad on all the pirate stations, the posters, not so much posters, now it's just flyers, getting on the phone, word of mouth, driving around, dropping off tickets, do you know what I mean? And our first one, so scared, like shook, because we were just like, is this going to work? Is this the beginning of the end? Are we going to flop again, lose more money? We're taking more of a calculated risk, learned the lessons from the last one, not done a huge lineup. It's all our peers that they're booking and stuff like that. And it felt like the venue was empty. It's just a big square, you know, O2 Academy, big square, hall-looking type venue. I felt like it was empty. I turned around and it was just rammed, full of people. And one of the best nights. Do you know what I mean? Just amazing. Like the euphoria that came from that. The fact it was like, you know what? We've actually got something here. And then from there, we went on a run for a good couple of years of just doing goodies events. One of our homes was
a quick good evening going out to Big Russ. Big Russ is yo.
Big up Russ. What's going on, bro?
Yeah, he's there. Sorry, go on.
One of our homes that we had found with goodies was a venue called Bar 38 in Aldgate, and we was there. That was like our staple venue. I think it was about 800 capacity, and we were just ramming it out. It was sick. It was good, and yeah. So that was kind of our home for a long time, and then the kind of city stuff started to happen. The fights were starting to happen in certain venues, and the police started to lock off certain dances when some DJs were on the bill and that. What's that form? The 69 form? What's it form?
696.
That's the one.
696 form came into play. Do you know what I mean? Like that really slowed down the city.
For those who do know what the 696 form, it basically was a legal way of snitching.
It's like a credit file. Yeah, it's like a credit file check for DJs.
Yeah, it basically was a form that would be used as a weapon against certain DJs, but then protected other establishments and promoters and other stuff. Because if you submitted your form and you had a good night, then technically you're okay. But if you submitted your form and you had a bad night, whether it's got anything to do with you or not, your name is now on the list. So then if you get booked somewhere else and your name was on that form of the night that had a bad night, they could actually go, you're at risk. So they're not going to say nothing to you. The police would just get the form, look at it and go, wait a minute, that name was on that party over there. Nah, that's a risk. That's a risk. So certain DJs were literally getting told,
no, but
you
what
can't
they
play
would do,
tonight.
So you got to imagine, no, it's not that you can't play tonight. It would be, they will go to the venue and say, we do not think this is a safe event.
Oh yeah, as well as,
we're not telling you that you shouldn't put your event on, but you shouldn't put your event on. And you shouldn't put this event on, sorry. So we as a promoters now have spent the money on the marketing, the flyers, the radio ads, the adverts in the magazines, venue phones. You know what? We can't go ahead. Why? Oh, the police have said it's not a safe event. Sorry. What do you mean sorry? Like, what about my money for? That's not our problem.
You get your deposit.
When this starts happening,
no,
you're not getting nothing back.
No.
It's done.
Wow.
The money's gone. So now, not only are you being inconvenient, you're now losing money.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And this would just happen randomly, and it might even happen on the day of the event. How about that?
Yeah,
it might not even happen.
It'll happen. It could happen hours before the event's about to kick off.
At any given
You know what
time,
I mean?
once your flyer is out and they've got their form, they can lock that off at any given. And again, then they're not locking it off; they're advising the venue
Yep.
to lock it off.
I've been at
Right,
venues
so-
where 10 o'clock, when the doors are open, they are the first people
Right.
to walk through. You know what I mean? And then
There you
I
go.
remember, just like you were saying, there was a point where it escalated, and it wasn't
Mm-hmm.
just, we advise you not to do this event. It
Mm.
turned into, we advise you not to do this event, but you can do this event if you want. But if something happens, you lose your
paid.
license.
Yeah.
All right.
That's
Yeah.
what it turned into.
Nobody's taking
Yeah.
that
You know what I
risk.
mean? Exactly.
Nobody's taking that risk.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
So it just got sticky, and the kind of rave scene started to kind of, the city scene started to kind of
Yep.
like a slow kind of death at that point. Venues just became really hard to get hold of. We used to have a girl that we used to send in to go and book the venue for us. If you see a young black man coming there, you definitely weren't getting it.
yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So
Yep.
we used to have to
100%.
like send girls in to go and do the negotiations and talk the talk. Do you know what I mean? And all that kind of stuff there. And it was, it was a hard time. So we kind of just had to fall back a little bit off of the promoting side of things. It just wasn't worth the risk
Right.
at that point.
Was it just London, or was it?
Yeah, this was all just London
Just
at this
London.
It was
point.
just
Yeah,
the
mate,
city
696.
in particular.
City.
It was
Yeah.
the city in
particularly
particular.
the city. Yeah.
It was the city.
It pushed. That's when we started to push us back into like our local areas again.
Where we came from,
what I mean?
basically, innit?
Yeah, basically back into the hood.
It's where we came
I mean,
from,
like
yeah,
clubs like
yeah.
KO in Wood Green were thriving off of that.
They,
know what I
they are, mate. It
Yeah.
happens.
So
Yep.
So with the with the good run with Goodies, after building back up the brand and it becoming a club brand, I remember we had, what did we have? We had Goodies Fancy Dress, we had Goodies,
Yeah.
different styles of events. You also had the opportunity to work with another brand, a very big brand from the 90s called Twice as Nice, and you actually represented them on a branding scale as well. So maybe you want to speak about how you got involved as a DJ, you know, just helping another brand build themselves whilst still running your own sound.
So Twice as Nice, obviously major brand back in the day, like House and Garage, they were like huge in that world. I remember going to my first, I went to one in Coliseum back in the day and just being like mind blown, this is huge. Like amazing, like very hood, but huge. It's all champagne, just man with money, you know, like
Yeah.
it was that life. And we weren't ready for that life. So then when it's gone into end in the West End, that's when I really got to know Steve and Joe quite well, the heads of Twice as Nice. Because as a street team, that was one of the places that we used to want to hit all the time. But our problem was none of us weren't wearing no shoes. None of us weren't wearing no shirt. And Steve and Joe were not on you coming in there looking like some ruffian off the street. Do you know what I mean? Like for coming to Twice as Nice, you had to dress up. They had David Beckham in there. They had, do you know what I mean? Like it was madness in there. So anytime I had to go there, we would have to dress up. But I got to know Steve quite well and ended up doing a couple of bookings for them. And yeah, just became a resident DJ for them. So they were doing, and again, this was easy for me because I was already used to doing up and down the country. So DJing in London is one thing. DJing out of London is a whole different style. And I was already used to that. So I fit straight into what they were doing. And yeah, so I became a resident for them and doing parties up and down the country like I was used to doing with the release parties. But then every summer, I'd be all over Europe, all over the place. Malia, Kos, Ibiza, Napa, Croatia. We done the first ever R&B night in Bulgaria, like some crazy places, and it was amazing. So that showed me a whole different level of how you look after people when you're flying them somewhere now. I need my itinerary. I need to know what time I need to be where. They need to have my passport details. And I need to know who I'm being picked up by. Because for Croatia, for example, we wouldn't land in Croatia. We landed in, I think it was like Italy or something. And then a man come and picked us up and would drive us through the border into Croatia. Why, I don't know, but that's how it worked. But all these things, it's all like, okay, so this is how you're doing things out here. Like, it's just different. When you're there, then man, the promoter is meeting you, taking you out for something to eat. feeding you, go back to your
Completely
hotel,
different
chill for a
ballgame.
bit, come pick you up, bring you to the venue. I was on some superstar thing. Do you get what I'm saying? And it was beautiful. I loved it. But it's like a whole nother level of looking after, man. Like, again, when we're doing the city stuff, it's like, have you sold your tickets?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Well, then that's your money, though. Bro.
Exactly.
And that's the end of the argument.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's nothing.
The
You wanna drink,
levels.
what you want to drink? What are you telling me for? You know where the bar is. Do you know what I mean? Like, these men are giving you, you got a rider. What do you drink? I drink rum. Here's a bottle. Great.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? Have you got enough chaser? Yes, I do. Thank you. No, I don't. Can I get? Do you know what I mean? Like, different level of hospitality. And I ain't no one. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I'm just a DJ. Like, these, like, I'm getting artist treatment as a DJ. And yeah, so it was next level, man. And that kind of opened my eyes again to a whole nother level of things and how to treat people. And so I'm now saying to myself, boy, whatever you want me to do, I'm doing it. Do you get what I'm saying? You want to play an extra half hour? No problem. Look how you're looking after me. Why wouldn't I? Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
And you're paying me well as well. So, like, and again, making the links and relationships and stuff like that. So that was really eye-opening as well. Do you know what I mean?
Okay, so you've had a taste of the international flavors, again promoting and representing another brand. You've got your own brand and your own sound doing its thing in London and the UK. So where on earth, like, did the soca, like, come back into things after, you know what I mean? Because obviously you're doing multi-genre DJing. So when we must be hitting at least 2015, 16, where did soca get back into the realm of Redz, and how does it get towards being a festival?
Well, soca never left, first and foremost. It was, that's always been my heart, right? So even at Smooth Connection, I was still playing soca in these city events and whatever not. But also every carnival, I'm on the road at Carnival DJing the whole day at Carnival as well, right? So soca's still there very much. And I would rave to soca as well. I'd go to the Kokies and Kakaleles and all the soca fests that were happening at the time as well. So that was still very much part of me and part of the culture. So in like 2011-ish, I was DJing full time for like 2 years, doing all the Luminar circuits and all of that. But it's too inconsistent, man. I needed to grow up in it. Like, got kids, got a house. I need to start paying for stuff properly. Got monthly bills that don't stop coming. I need regular income coming in. So I went and got a job on the train. So when I was doing that, I kind of took a hiatus from DJing altogether. So a good like 2 years, I weren't DJing at all. And went to Rotterdam Carnival with the missus. And again, mind-blowing experience again. I didn't know there was so much black people in Rotterdam, first of all, and beautiful. Their carnival's wicked over there. It's like a weekender with the carnival on the last day. It kind of culminates with the carnival, but there's a boat party, a couple parties, after parties, all this stuff, and they're all soca-based. So like I was saying to you before, with soca, every single year, there's a whole fresh batch of music for that year, right? So we went to the first year, going to the second year, so we are talking like 15-ish. And the second year I've gone there, again, amazing time, but I'm hearing the same soca for the whole weekend.
Right.
And again, putting my kind of event DJ promoter hat on, there's so much soca that we've been raving to from the 90s that are still like, that can still do a job. Why are we not playing all of that? I get it. Yes, we've got all this year's soca, but we're here for a weekend and we're just hearing the same thing the whole time. For the 6 events, it's like the same 50 songs every event. And I was bored. So I'm like, and I'm looking around, I'm seeing a couple of the old heads that I used to be raving with back in the day with there as well. And they're all involved in the mix and stuff like that. So I'm like, an old school soca event would work at something like this because it will break up the weekend.
Right.
Or it's a room 2 in some of these events.
Yeah.
Right? Because all these events is just like one room and they're just raving. If we've got a little back room thing and it's just old school soca, I'm sure that'll work. Yeah. There's enough people here, and if they get bored, hearing the same 50 songs, come back there and rave for some old stuff. Do you know what I mean? So, and as I'm looking around, I'm seeing a couple of the heads that were there, and I'm like, you're still active in the game. I need to put a team together of who can do this. So I'm not in the soca scene like that, because soca scene is very like family, quite insular, especially at that time. Even though I was known in it, I'm not super known. I'm like a semi-outsider. So it's like, but I knew people that were quite deeply rooted in it. So one of my friends, Dwayne, he had a website which was the promotion city of soca. It's called UK Soca Scene. It's still going now.
Still going.
And that was like the Bible of soca events and soca activities that were happening around Europe, really. In Trinidad as well. And so I'm like, right, boom, that's my brethren. I'm going to holler at him. He's the same kind of age group, so he'll get it. And a couple of the older guys, Dean and Stephen, very well known in the soca scene like that. They used to put on soca events as well back in the day. That's my team. That's who I'm going to sell this idea to. And I had the same kind of Jazzy Jeff grand idea thing, which is we're going to do this Jambalassi thing, do it as a standalone event, do it in room 2 at certain events, but it's going to culminate in booking someone like Crossfire, who were huge back in the 90s and early 2000s, Alison Hines, doing like a soca, old school soca concert. So again, the grand idea. So I'm like, that's where we want to go to. Well, let's do it properly, but I know a bit more now of how to do things. So yeah, set up the meeting and came up with the name Jambalassi, which is a very, if you know the song, that's like a big song in the late 90s, early 2000s as well. So people, that would resonate. If you hear that, you're like, Jambalassi, what's that? It says, it does what it says on the tin. It's an old school song, old school fit. So yeah, we started to build the brand, go through the process of building the brand. We booked the venue, which was what's Windrush now in Stoke Newington. Can't remember what it was called at the time, but something different now. And yeah, we started the event there. So it's only like a 200 capacity venue, something like that. We knew we were starting small. Also knew that it couldn't be a regular thing. Old school heads are not going to come out regularly. So it's got to be like 4 a year or something like that for it to kind of stand the test of time and have the impact we wanted to have. Do you know what I mean? So I think we had done 1 or 2 at the time. And then I missus had seen on Instagram this thing called Ibiza Soca. And it had like, I think Destra was booked for it. It was a big soca artist. And she was like, oh, why don't you hit it? I'm like, Ibiza and soca, like what the hell? Like, that's my 2 worlds meshing in one.
Yeah.
Who's had that idea? That's sick. Like, I know what the venues are like in Ibiza. They're all like super clubs. They're all beautiful. Like, that's the mecca of raving. Who wouldn't want to go to Ibiza? Yeah. But why would black people mainly, and soca black people at that, they've got no reason to go to Ibiza. That's a house place. But it's still the party capital of the world. So it's like, this is a reason for us to go to Ibiza. Do you get what I'm saying? So I thought it was genius. But she encouraged me to like just DM them and hit them up and see what they're saying. Like, you never know, you might get on the bill or whatever. So I've hit them up on the DM and like, Redz, is that you? I'm like, yeah. Ends up being one of my brethren from like college days. Do you get what I'm saying? And it's his thing. So I tell him, we've got this Jambalassi thing. You've got this weekender. It'll be perfect to break up your event so it's not so boring. You're only going to hear 50 songs all weekend. Let's do one event where it's an old school thing and bring something different to the table. So he was like, that makes perfect sense. Sat down with him, was having a meeting about really bringing Jambalassi into that arena, into that event. And as we're just talking and rapping and whatever, and like going through ideas and stuff like that, they're like, look, do you want to just come in and be part of the whole thing rather than just have like your kind of event as part of it? And that's how I basically got involved with it. And then from there, it's just been amazing. Do you know what I mean? So we done our first one in Ibiza was 2017, and we had about 500 people in there. Had Ibiza Rocks, S Paradise, Eden, like again iconic venues in the land of raving and clubbing, and it was like a magical experience. Do you know what I mean? The artists that we booked turned up, performed, smashed it. So we've now built trust within the soca community. Like I said, so soca community is very kind of insular. So you've got to earn their trust and respect. And by doing that, obviously by booking the DJs, booking the artists, delivering what you say you're going to deliver, and making an experience, and absolutely smashed it. So that the next year it was like about 1,000, 2018, 2019 we was touching 2,000, and that's people that are only coming to our event. It's not like we're putting it on and heads from Ibiza can come. You can't. You can only if you bought the whole package can you get your wristband to come into the event. You can't just come and buy a weekend pass or a 2-day. You have to come to the whole thing or nothing. You're going to come and be a part of the experience. You've got to come and like experience the whole thing. You get what I'm saying? And smashed it. 2019, like we had Machel Montano out there who is like the Drake of soca. You get what I'm saying? Like the king of, you know what I mean? Like you don't get bigger than Machel. You get what I'm saying? And we had him there as a surprise artist. You get what I'm saying? We didn't even like promote that. It was just amazing. So we was on track to hit even higher heights, and then COVID hit. And as a promoter, COVID, Jesus Christ, we did not know what the hell was going on, how we're dealing with this. We made a ton of mistakes, but everybody did. Nobody knew what they were dealing with, right? Mate. So this was a whole thing that was outside of all the experience that we've garnered over the years. This just came and blew everything out of the water.
Everything, imagine.
Do you know what I mean? Not only like, all of a sudden, everybody's, I want my money back, I want it back now. Hold on, guys. Let's just, everybody calm down. How are we doing this? I don't know how we do this. No, I want it back right now. All right, guys. You know what I mean? And it got sticky, bro.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, we had a core set of people that were cool. That again, we brought up a lot of trust and stuff. Again, I'm not even telling the thing properly. So for Ibiza Soca, we're looking at Holland, Rotterdam Carnival, we're looking at Germany, we're looking at Switzerland, we're looking at France. All of those places have got soca communities.
Yes.
Right? We're going to the land of raving.
Yes.
For the world. The party capital of the world, Ibiza.
Yeah.
So this is going to appeal to the world. So who are the soca DJs in all these countries? Who are the biggest soca DJs in America? And we're booking them. So we're now booking, remember like my experience of getting booked to go to these places.
Right.
We're now on the other side of that. I'm not doing the whole take you to dinner thing. We're not doing all of that. But you get a couple tokens, bro, that's you. But we're flying man over. We're putting them up in our hotel, getting the transfers, getting them picked up from the airport, a little placard with their name on it. Like, those little touches there make you feel good, right? And it's a good thing to do, hospitality. So we'll book our DJs mainly from here, a couple from France, Germany, Holland. And you wouldn't even think there were soca scenes out in these places a lot of the time. But
now you mentioned a few, yeah.
And once they've come in, they're bringing their people with them. Do you get what I'm saying? So we're getting them to promote for us to their community. This is now time of social media, so you don't have to go out flying as much. It's all made, the world is now accessible. So it's made it so that the world is literally accessible. So we're now booking men from America. All the artists that we're booking, they're all coming from the Caribbean. So it's a huge event in terms of like moving things, getting people from here.
Logistics
logistically, it's a nightmare.
And the spreadsheets are working now.
The spreadsheets are on a massive Excel. Imagine if I have to go and do a course in Excel and all these things. Like, what is going on right now? Not only that, how we've now got not only just a main flyer, we now have to make another flyer to make an announcement. We now need to make another flyer to announce this artist. I can't pay an artist, a flyer designer every time we're doing that, because that's a whole new flyer for him. Yeah. How do we've now got to learn how to do that. Do you get what I'm saying? We've got all this video footage. We can't pay a man to edit. If a man wants you to pay him £200 to make an edit for you, but we need one right now. And you know these creative people, everybody takes their time. Everyone takes their time. Oh no, but it's not right. Listen, just give me the. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you know what? You've got to learn to do it yourself. Do you know what I mean? So now we're having to, and I've in particular bought flipping Photoshop. Didn't know what the hell I was doing. But you have to do these things because you can't rely on these other people.
No,
100%.
You're on their time.
Yep.
You're working on their time, you're working on their money, and you're paid, like, the money's going out the window. Do you know what I mean? So again, with the spreadsheet, you've got to make everything make sense. So you know what? Let me just sit down on YouTube. How do you make a flyer? How do you edit a video? You get what I'm saying? And just go through the thing and learn the thing.
So there's a lot of transferable.
Had to be done. Obviously, it's not going to be the best quality, but once you've got the PhD, you can then create for you. So you pay a man to make your flyer,
your base,
and then just work off the back of that, man. So those are the type of things that we've had to do and make things happen. And then you've got like 20 DJs, 6 artists, 8 events. Who's doing the schedule? Do you know what I mean? I'm the DJ. So we've got to put a schedule for every single night, make sure, and you know DJs already. When am I playing? When's mine? Why am I playing early? Why am I playing late? Why they got, who's he? Why are they? It's a whole nother headache. You get what I'm saying? Then you've got the artist headache of the egos and the jinx, and I want this and I want that. And do you know what I mean? Like, it's a different beast, man. But enjoyable experience again, and really worth it. It's really good. And then on top of that, now you've got to think about, all right, we've got Ibiza Rocks, iconic pool. What else can we bring to that to make it into a soca event? What can we add to it? Get some Caribbean flags up. All right, we've got an all-white party. Let's get some white inflatables. Soca people, we love them to death. Energy's amazing. But you see when a man says pick up something, anything, and run, they're trying to literally...
It will be anything.
Pick up anything. But as a promoter, you're like, no. Put it down. So you've got to give them something to pick up.
Yeah.
So let's go out and buy some big inflatables so that people are not trying to pick up chairs and the people them's umbrellas and the people them's
someone's daughter
and mash up the place. Well, they can pick up their daughter. I don't really mind about that part. Just don't drop that because the liability is locked. Like, so all of these things are coming into place now. So you have to start thinking outside the box and giving people things to do rather than them finding something to do. They find something, it could be a wrap for them.
Because there's a soca influencer, isn't there, who's kind of, I've forgotten his name. I don't want to say the name because it sounds a bit racist. I think it is.
Okay.
Is it Blackie?
Blackie.
As an artist?
Blacks his name was. He passed away.
Oh, no.
Are you thinking of Black? There's an artist called Black Boy, isn't it?
No. It's a soca influencer. He's picking up chairs and running through, and he's got a broom and he's running through the crowd. And
right. There's loads of them. That's what they all do, bro. Like, yeah, there's a million people.
A bar stool, you know what I mean? A lifted bar stool.
Yeah.
Weights.
Yeah, they do that, man. Like, if you look on the IG, you'll see some of the videos of the events that we've done there, and it's crazy, man. It's an amazing experience. Like, when I tell you, like, people think this is doing these events and stuff is all fun stuff. This is work, bro. Man ain't going to sleep. You got to be there at the beginning of the event to make sure the DJs are there, everything's set up, and you got to be there till the end to make sure nothing's messed up. Everyone's kind of done what they need to do, go home. The events are daytime. It was like 2 till 10, and then it was 12 till 6 in the morning.
What?
Yeah. So we've got to be up all of that time. Plus, where's my room? I need to change my room. Where's this? I need to do that. Of the punters, you've got to deal with any requests that they have as well, right? So it's hard work. That 5 days, 5-6 days there, man. Really hard work, but amazing experience.
So in your own words, which we appreciate, someone just confirmed, Blackie is the influencer. That's the one. Thank you, Lorraine.
Lorraine.
So you've really spanned nearly over 20 years of self-teaching events, do's and don'ts and so forth. Before we go, is there any way that you could like condense it down to maybe a few points that you say, if you're looking to do events, just, remember these few basics. I'm not going to say a number. You just hit it how you want to hit it.
Like I said before, it's like, go on.
No. That's it. It's just
Oh.
just little tips or something that you want to leave with people, and just because people, I think when you leave tips is kind of transferable. Whether you're organising a wedding, whether you're organising a 50th birthday party, whether you're organising something with an artist or whatever, or it's a community event, and you're asking people to come down for a charity or whatever else, and things are transferable. You've taken us on your over 20-year journey. I just want to know if there's anything that you could a few gems that you could just leave with the family and our friends and everyone else here.
Well, I think rule number one is put on an event that you would go to.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, it's got to appeal to you. If it don't appeal to you, then why would it appeal to somebody else?
Mm-hmm.
Do you get what I'm saying? And even if that means it's, I don't know, like an old school thing or a specific genre thing, would you go to it? And what would it take for you to go to it? To get me out of my house nowadays is a hard thing. Do you get what I'm saying? As a raver, right? So I need to know this thing is going to be good for me. So what are those elements that would make it appeal for me to go there? Do you get what I'm saying?
Fair.
So
Yeah,
that's
fair.
I think that's the nucleus of what you're doing, because again, you don't want to be, I mean, for the most part, right? Events that work for promoters are things that they love. Yeah. We can go outside right now, find out who the biggest heavy metal bands are and try to put that event on. But the punters will know it's not genuine. It's not coming from a place or a set of people that are from that world, like the Jazzy Jeff experience, right? We're not from his world, really. And the people didn't come from his world because we're not from there. So they would know the subtle little things that their market would appeal to their market, right? So know your market. That's another thing.
Yeah.
Do it for the love mainly first. The money will come. The people will come. If you love it and you do it with love and you do it to create an experience that you know you would enjoy, and if you would enjoy it, your friends would enjoy it. Like, obviously, if you're into some crazy stuff, then tone it down a little bit and work it out that you and your friends would go to, your group of friends, what kind of event they would go to.
Yeah.
You got to make it a bit more mass appealing in that sense sometimes. And just go for it. You got to do the research. You got to find what venue is the best venue for that type of event. Location matters. Do you know what I mean? Because again, if you're starting off with something small and you're doing it primarily for like people that you know, you got to count on your people as well.
Yeah.
You probably got to do it either somewhere central or somewhere local to where your base is.
You're cool.
Do you know what I mean? So location matters, the type of venue matters, but yeah, mainly work out something that you and your friends would go to. I'm
asking you for more than one purpose, but it's just an understanding. The word planning. If I said the word planning to you, in regards to how I would say leave a gem for people with planning, how would you leave a gem about planning in your own words? I don't want to force the
planning.
That side
is obviously like a major part of it as well. Oh, man. You want to give yourself the maximum amount of lead time for whatever event it is.
Please say that again. Just say it again, because I think that is so important.
You've got to give yourself the maximum amount of time, of lead time, to get the promotion done and get it done right. Do you know what I mean? So you've got to look at all the tools that are around you. Yes, social media is the easiest thing in the world right now. But if you start a page today, it starts with 0 followers.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying? So you can say, oh, I'm going to do this amazing hip-hop night. But once you create the name, and it's got 0 followers. So how are you now going to promote that page and that brand and your event all at the same time, kind of thing? Like, if you're only going to rely on social media, then you've got to look at doing adverts. You've got to do it like targeting adverts, sponsorship things, getting the right type of DJs for it, and kind of bringing them in on board with you to help promote the event. Yeah, because you're booking them because they are good at what they do and they appeal to your market, but you need to make sure that they're telling their people on your behalf as well. And DJs are not the best at that at the best of times. Even though you're booking them and you're paying them, you're saying, do that for me. Yeah, cool, man. Send me the deposit. I've got the deposit. Cool. All right, lay out. What day? And you just turn up on the day. Or they might post it up in their story like a date on the day. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got to kind of be on to them and be like, yo, bro, I need your back here. I need to put it up and da-da-da.
Yeah.
So you got to kind of build. You got to give yourself enough time to build your brand. But again, like I said, you're really initially going to be relying on your immediate circle around you and getting them to help you put it on their pages and all that kind of stuff. You don't have to be going out at night every night to go and give out flyers. But you know what? That still works, in my opinion.
Of course it does.
You know what I mean? Hand to hand, old school, give out a flyer marketing. It still does happen, not as much as it used to.
Yeah.
But again, you can have a personable conversation with someone. Say, look, well, this is my event. This is what it is. I think it'd be good down there, and work it out from there. And do your budgets, man. The budgets are mad important. Don't just look at the end and say, when I get 1,000 people, I'm going to make 10 grand. No. How much is it going to cost? How much is it going to cost?
That's the word.
Can you afford to put it on?
Yeah.
Can you afford to put it on and not make no money? Can you afford to put it on and lose money? Because for the most part of it, you are going to in your first event, 2 events, whatever it is.
Yeah.
You're probably going to lose money.
Yeah.
Right? So are you willing to do that? Are you willing to, because it's an investment. Every business under the sun, when you look at Dragons Den and thing there, they always tell you, my first year, I lost 10 grand. My second year, I lost 20 grand. My third year, I made £10. My fourth year, I made 10 grand. Do you get what I'm saying? It's the same thing with events. You've got to be patient. But you've also got to be persistent. You've got to be in it for the long haul.
The long thing.
Do you know what I mean? So you've got to keep going. If it's something that you truly believe in and you really are passionate about, and you really think when this pops off, it's going to be amazing, then keep at it. Do you know what I mean? Like the people, like I say, just keep doing it. The people will come, and yeah, that's another couple of things I think.
No, Redz, thank you so much for sharing your journey, sharing your insight, your truth. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? There was some. I'm honoured also as well to be a part of that journey as well. We've shared some time on road.
Big part of that.
You know what I mean? So thank you. It's been real. You know what I mean? I wouldn't have seen the country if it wasn't for being on the street team, which you lot found me at Gas Club, and when we met down there, and then I joined the street team, and then we hit the road, bruv.
And see, as you say that, right? That's another thing. Recruitment is key. So I didn't know you.
No.
I've gone to Gas Club, heard Butch play. I'm like, that's a sick DJ, right?
P Diddy album launch party.
We have a launch party. We done one of our launch parties in there. Remember, Gas never used to book that one. That was very into that.
Yes, it was.
We were one of the first other people to kind of get a booking outside of the resident. And heard Butch play, and I was like, yo, this youth's hard still. To the point where I'm like, I'm going to recruit that guy into... Again, like, maybe I didn't know it straight away, but I knew this is going to go somewhere. So when you're at places, pay attention. Do you know what I mean? If you're looking to do an event, go to the events that are similar to what it is that you want to do. See who's doing what and who you rate. Take note of it and bring them into it. Be it as a DJ, promoter, whatever it is. If you see someone that's doing something that you like, go and speak to them. Everyone's in this thing to progress the scene all the time. Do you know what I mean? Even like the Good Muse app, I see that there as well, right? That's another tool that's getting bigger and bigger in the scene to help facilitate all of it. Do you know what I mean? Like, seek these things out and use them. They're all tools here to be used to help elevate events and parties and the whole scene in general.
Oh man, what an episode!
Oh, little quick question. Is
Go
that
ahead.
is that a couple platinum plaques in the background?
Yeah, B. Yeah, B.
Where are we? Let's go here. There we go.
So that's
Could you point them out? Which ones you got?
goddamn. So we've got what have we got here? Usher 8701 album. Alicia Keys songs in A minor. Outcast. Speakerbox Love Below.
Love Below.
Biggest hip hop album of all time,
Ever.
by the way, selling. Chris Brown exclusive and Usher Confession. Also, I'm like really, really proud of them. There was a couple more that I wanted to play for that we didn't get for whatever reason, but I was kind of pissed about. But these are like they mean a lot to me. Them plaques there, man. Still, it was like of a good like I'm not like it was a good time, but we put in the work for these things, boy. Do you know what I mean? Especially that Usher Confession, Jesus Christ, like we was working, working. So yeah, it was a nice thing from the company to kind of give us a recognition. With a couple of plaques there as well still. But yeah, good times,
Nice.
Yeah. Good time.
Brother, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you,
and
man.
sharing your truth, sharing your story. Really appreciate it. And could you let people know about the Soca Fest if they want to? Is there any spaces this year? What's going on?
We've still got some spaces there, like the event passes, and I think we might have a couple of accommodation packages left. But go to at Ibiza Soca, IBIZASOCA, Ibiza Soca on Instagram, or hit my thing, and there's a couple of videos on there as well. And yeah, I mean, there's a link to the Ibiza page on my thing. But yeah, 16th to the 20th of May. We're not in Ibiza. That's the other thing now. And again, when you're doing your branding and your event stuff, the name matters. Do you know what I mean? Our thing's called Ibiza Soca Festival, but this year we're in Malta. We've moved to Malta this year. Switch it up. Again, another key thing with events. If you keep doing the same thing all the time, it's going to get boring at some point. Do you know what I mean? And if it starts to do, you got to kind of be aware of that and even plan for it. Do you know what I mean? If you're doing a hip hop night and it's an old school hip hop night, all right, cool. What can you make that's different every time you do it so that people have a reason to come back? Do you get what I'm saying? So our thing was, I've been in IB for 5 years.
Yeah.
It's time to switch it up now. Go somewhere new, bring it a new lease of life, a whole new set of events, set of venues, different levels of production. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Malta's a hotspot right now as well, so that's turning into the new kind of European party capital at the moment. There's a lot of events out there that are going really well out there, like, and it's because of the infrastructure, it's because of the venues, it's because of the things you're allowed to do out there. Do you know what I mean? Plus the weather's good. We've got the beaches. Do you get what I'm saying? We've got a party on the beach. We've got a Juve thing. We've got it's gonna be crazy. We've got a fancy dress party. Again, it's like 8 parties over 5 days.
What?
Just have your Red Bull, man, with your rum.
I can't even drink that. I can't even drink it. Oh, man.
This year we've got Skinny Fabulous, Problem Child, Father Phyllis, Jab King as artists so far this year. There's a couple more to come out as well still. So yeah,
that's a lineup already, mate. That is a lineup. You need to add a bungee to that, brother. Add a bungee to that, and you're nice, brother.
Watch this space.
Yeah, I think I might have to head over to Ibiza Soca right now.
Come over, mate. Be a vibe.
That is actually my birthday month, so I'm gonna have a look into that definitely.
Say nothing, bro. Just shout me. Hit me up.
Yeah, man.
Flights are cheap out there to Malta as well. You know what I mean?
Cool.
You get a flight out there for like £150, something like that. So, yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Might have to look into that.
Keep an eye on your WhatsApp, yeah?
Whenever you're ready, bro, hit me up, man. But this is a wicked platform as well. I love it. I love it, man. Just keeping it 100 out here.
Yeah. I have to.
What's going on? Oh.
Yeah, you're here, man. Don't worry.
Oh.
Yeah, no, you'll be back. You'll be back. You'll be back. There's other topics that we're definitely gonna have to definitely unfold, especially the smooth connection, working in the sound and doing what we're doing and eating the city as we did. You know what I mean? And as you said,
Yeah, be ready, man.
breaking up the national thing. But bruv, thank you so much for coming on, sharing the event story.
Love, man.
Really appreciate it. And I hope everyone that listened to, and don't forget the playback as well. So we're all going to be sharing it and pushing it out to friends and family as well. So really appreciate you coming on and sharing your story, bruv.
Love,
Indeed,
bro.
indeed.
Love, guys.
Yes,
Yeah,
man.
man. Salute.
Appreciate it, man.
Thank you to everyone that watched as well. We will be back. Look out for updates on the regularity of the show. Things will be changing. But yeah, we're the Real SoundCheck podcast. My name's Butch Cassidy. Above me, Dave Knight. To the yes, I got it right. To
Got it right.
yeah, Mr.
see, he's gonna do it.
Diesel, Mr. Diesel, and yeah, we're out. Thank you so much. Salute.
Love.
Peace.